Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Talk. Here to talk about The Last of Us episode 5. Again, I like this episode, but there is one little change near the end that I kind of don't like, but I guess it's going to be I think there's going to be a giant reason for that for the next episode because they do talk about it in the preview for next week's episode. So, yeah, there was one change that I did not like, but I think my opinion on that would change by next week's episode. But overall, I really like this. And yeah, it still keeps up with the pace of the game. So, yes, we now have the Henry and Sam section. And also, it's them trying to get out of. In the game, it was Pittsburgh, but here it's Kansas City. So, it's just them trying to get out of Kansas City. And the first part is just focused on Henry and Sam and their relationship and in the events leading up to them meeting up with Ellie and Joel, which I really liked. I really like that they expand more on these characters, expand more on the situation that they're in, especially since Henry and Sam are much more important in the TV show compared to in the game, because in the game they're just strangers who just met up with Joel and Ellie. There's not like another resistant not like the rebellion trying to go after Henry and Sam for something that they did. No, in the game, they're just trying to find people and then kill them. That's it. But here, they do have a big reason on why they are chasing Henry and Sam. So I do like that. Um, but if I have to go on, I will have to go deep into spoilers. So from now on, spoilers. Okay, so now we now have a reason why Kathleen actually wants Henry and Sam, and it turns out that Henry uh basically made a trade for Kathleen's brother, and then her brother died while in jail, so they. She and the rebellion took over Kansas City away from Fedra. They explained all that, and she still wants revenge, even though her brother tells her to forgive Henry, but she doesn't want to. So all she thinks about is revenge and how that actually affects everyone around her, too. So it does remind me a lot of The Last of Us Part 2. In that way, about the vengeance, it's a cycle, and also every time you try to get revenge, things do happen to other people around you. Things happen to Kathleen's group, really horribly, all because she wants revenge. And it's not like she wasn't justified. I mean, Henry did give up her brother, so yeah, I can understand why she is pissed. And even though Henry does have a good reason, because Sam is suffering from leukemia and they need a drug, Fedra had the drug, so Henry decided to trade Kathleen's brother for the drug. Yeah, it makes sense on why Henry would do that, but it also makes sense on why Kathleen's is pissed off that she wants to kill Henry. It makes sense. So I do like Kathleen a lot more this time around because we do know more of her motivation, and also we do have a lot more screen time of her. So I'm happy about that. But again, I kind of feel like we should have had another episode focusing on Kansas City, to be honest, because um again, it's the little dialogues that I miss from the game that makes this whole world feel lived in, like in the game, when Henry, Sam, Joel, and Ellie were walking down the street and they were talking about like ice cream trucks or even movies or even the motorcycle that Joel used to ride and Henry really wants to ride one. And also the age difference too, because it seemed like a Henry was born right before the outbreak. So yeah, I miss little dialogues like that, so we don't have them that much in the show because it has to still keep up with this fast pace and it has to keep up with the pace of the game, but also has to show so much too. So I understood why they took these things out, but I do miss that. These, even though they are optional in the game, you have to press the triangle button to learn more about them. But at the same time, I do miss the dialogue. So I wish this episode had more of that. When Henry and Joel were talking to each other, in the motel where everyone's hiding out and stuff like that. I wish that they talked more about the other stuff, but again, I understood why they did it like this. And also, I wish that we had more for with Kathleen, more with Perry, and of course, more with Henry and Sam. I felt like we should have had another episode just focusing on Kansas City. Um, but yeah, they recreated the locations from the game. When they said they have to go through a bank, at first I was like, the bank? I only remembered the bank from The Last of Us Part 2. But I totally forgot. The building that they're talking about, yeah, that is from Last of Us Part 1. When Henry, Sam, Joel, and Ellie have to sneak through. Yeah, they recreated that location. And they also recreated the location in the tunnels. The one where everyone's hiding out and you see the children's drawings all over the place, and it's like a little classroom set up for the little kids with the goalposts and stuff like that. That was adorable, and I loved it. They recreated it, and it was so good. I really loved it. And right after that, they recreated the sniper segment from the game. So that was really cool too. Even though, yeah, this time it took place at night, but I understood why it takes place at night because of what happens right after the sniper segment. But man, I love every time they touch upon these points in the game. So that was really cool. And of course, they brought the truck with the whole run, and Joel had to shoot the driver with the sniper rifle, and the truck ran into a building. Yeah, that was so good. And then right after that, we get to see the infected, and oh my god, when the truck fell into the hole, honestly, I thought the infected were gonna come out kind of slowly in a way, like not. I thought like maybe 5 would come out at a time. No, it's like dozens, hundreds come out of this hole very quickly. It became like World War Z. But in that aspect, it's pretty awesome to see all these infected running at full speed, try to kill everyone in sight, which is mostly Kathleen's group. And oh my god, there's so much carnage and everything. I loved it. And also the bloater. Okay, so I don't know if the bloater is a suit or CGI. If it's CGI, it's really good. If it's a suit, it's a really good suit. I mean, wow. The work on this bloater, man. This bloater looked amazing. And yeah, I'm a little disappointed that the bloater did not attack Joel, Ellie, Sam, and Henry. And it did not even kill Kathleen. But still, the bloater, charging at Perry and ripping his head off. Oh, that was good. Even though I kind of wish that they had a close-up shot of Perry's head Perry getting decapitated, because it's kind of a far away shot, and I'm pretty sure that you could actually pull this off in like a PG-13 movie, because Twilight, Breaking Dawn Part 2. All the heads were taken off, Lord of the Rings had decapitations too. So that's why I felt like it could be considered rated R for that scene, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure you could get away with it in a PG-13 movie. But still, it was awesome. Perry dies that way, and yeah, goodbye, Tommy. And oh my god, but the creepiest imagery has to be the little girl who is a clicker. Oh my god. At first I was like, wait a second, this woman is very tiny. Then it turns out, oh my god, it's a girl, and she's like a contortionist too. She's flipping over and stuff like that. My gosh, she is so creepy. I loved it. She was so freaking great. So yeah, this clicker girl is going after Ellie, and she somehow got out of the car, unless she decided to back out the window, or she broke through the window. I don't know, but it leaped at Kathleen and was just beating her up and also biting her. Oh my god, that clicker girl, man, she deserved an award. So everything with the infected is great, and then we get to the scene from the game where it turns out that Sam is infected. So even though it's mostly the same as in from the game, there is one big change, and that's Sam revealing that he's bitten in the leg, and he revealed it to Ellie, and Ellie decides not to tell Joel or Henry about it. Yeah, I did not like that. I thought this is one of the dumbest things that Ellie has done, and also, since Ellie, there is a bit of an age difference between Ellie and Sam. Sam is 8 this time around. In the game, I believe he's over 11. He's almost 13. I forgot how old he was, but he's almost a teenager. He and Ellie are a bit similar in ages in the game. Here, Sam is 8, and Ellie is 14. I can't believe that she was this selfish. Like, yes, I understand that she hoped that cutting her hand open and putting her blood into Sam's wound, she was really hoping for Sam to be healed. I kind of get that, but the thing is that if she should have thought that there's a chance that Sam can't get healed and Sam would become infected. And Sam would attack her, attack Joel, and attack Henry, and they'd be forced to kill him. I felt like if Ellie knew the situation, she would have told Henry at least. Because I'm pretty sure Henry would have wanted the last few hours being with Sam before he fully turns. The difference with that, that's the big difference between this and the game, because in the game, Sam didn't reveal his infection to anyone. He didn't. Ellie tried to have a heart-to-heart with him, and Sam was really, really frustrated because he knew he's going to turn. So, yeah, after Ellie leaves, Sam ends up turning. He becomes infected. He's upset about that because he felt like his childhood was taken away and he let his brother down. So, but here, I understand that Sam is 8, but Ellie knows. So I felt like Ellie should have told Henry that Sam is going to get infected. And yes, I know that we are not going to get, because of that, if that happens, if Sam tells Henry, then we are not going to get the scene from the game. But again, in the game, it made sense because Sam didn't reveal that he was infected at all. So it was a surprise to everyone. He attacked Ellie, and Joel was about to save Ellie, but Henry shoots at him, telling him not to do anything. And Joel was about to get the gun, but Henry has to shoot Sam. And then Henry shoots himself. Here it's different. I felt like Ellie should not have done that. Like, she should have told Henry the truth, and it would have been a different ending. And I would have been fine with that, a different ending. But no, it ends up the exact same way from the game, which is why, again, I am happy that they recreated that, but it's a little different now because of that one little detail, that one little change. I don't know, maybe I'm just making too much of it, but I felt like Ellie, since she's a teenager and she knows what Sam, there's a huge chance that Sam will be infected, and she should know what would happen once he becomes infected. So, yeah, that's the problem I had. Like, this episode was so close to being perfect, but it's just that one little tiny thing that kind of ruins the ending for me. But I will give the show this. In the preview for episode 6, Ellie did say that she really wanted to save Sam. And Joel said that I think it was going to be a lot more complicated than that. So Ellie is still feeling regret for what she did. So I'm pretty sure they're going to delve more into that. So that's why, even though I did not like this change, but I'm willing to give it a chance because it looks like they are really going to address it in episode 6. So yeah, that's how I feel now. How I feel now, Ellie should not have done that. Ellie should have told Henry at least that Sam is infected. You only have I think they said he becomes fully infected in the leg within 6 hours or something like that. So yeah, Henry would have spent the last 6 hours being with Sam, and yeah, that's what I thought should have happened, that ending. And if Henry was so upset that he doesn't want to live without Sam, then he kills himself. Yeah, I understand that logic, but I don't know. I felt like Ellie should have told Sam, but again, I'm willing to reserve more judgment when we see episode 6. I do miss the fact that and okay, so I didn't talk more about Sam's disability. Sam is deaf. He can't hear, and so there was a lot of sign language, and it's cool that I watched this on HBO Max because when they did sign language, it wasn't English. so you see the English subtitles. So I was like, let me check it up in Spanish. And on HBO Max in Spanish, they do have the Spanish subtitles for the sign language. So that was cool. So A plus to HBO Max for that. But besides that, I do love the dialogue between Sam and Ellie in the game. And I thought Naji, shoot, I forgot the full name. Naji. He was the actor who played Sam in the game, and he was Miles Morales in Marvel Spider-Man games, the ones and Marvel Spider-Man 2, which is coming out soon. And I was when I first heard that Sam is deaf, I wasn't like against the representation of deaf people or anything. It wasn't like that. But I was a bit worried about how it's gonna handle the dialogue because I love the dialogue between Sam and Ellie in the game. So how would that translate? And honestly, it went pretty well. Like even though there is a little bit of a barrier, but the Ellie managed to make it work because Sam could read the lips, and also he communicates by writing down on this. It's not an etch and sketch, but it's very similar. So he put like a Ziploc bag on top of like some graphite and stuff like that. So he writes on it. So that was a good idea. So he does communicate with that. He does sign language with Henry. So and he Sam could read lips as well. So that's why he was okay with interacting with Ellie, and Ellie is interacting with him great. So yeah, I at first I was worried about him being deaf, but honestly, no, it was done incredibly well, and his deafness was never a giant issue for their situation. So it's not like he didn't hear anything and then he get bitten. No, 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 he got bitten during the chaos. So it wasn't his fault that it wasn't his disability that got them in trouble. It wasn't his disability that got him in trouble. So yeah, I really like that. Like it didn't matter about the disability, even though it should be much harsher for him because the ability to not hear when, especially when these things, the clickers make clicking sounds, and he can't hear that either. So and also this world should be scary for someone like him, but they did not half-ass it at all. So I'm really happy about that. And the actor who portrayed Sam, excellent. The actor who portrayed Henry, excellent. So and also one of my favorite parts of Sicario 2, Sicario Day of the Soldado, I forgot the full name. Sicario 2 is when Benicio del Toro was talking to the deaf man, and he was speaking in he was doing sign language. And the reason why Benicio del Toro knows this is because his daughter, the one who got killed, she was deaf. So he knew sign language from that. And I love that from Sicario 2. And this reminds me of that. And I loved it just as well. The interactions between Henry and Sam, it was just amazing. And they still had some of the dialogue from the game. So the final interaction with Sam and Ellie before he becomes infected, he was talked about, are you ever scared? And she talks about the scorpions, and also she's afraid of being ended up being alone. And he was worried about becoming a monster, and would people still be like that even if they become monsters? So yeah, the dialogue is still the same from the game. So I was really happy about that. I was worried, I was skeptical about how it would be handled, but it was done incredibly well. So yeah, that's why I really, really like this episode. When it does the game stuff, it does it really well, and the extra stuff like the beginning with the Henry and Sam trying to go through Kansas City, yeah, that was incredibly good. Again, I wish that we had another episode focusing on Kansas City, focusing on Kathleen and Perry. I would say this though, in the last episode, episode 4, when they were in like the boiler room, Kathleen and Perry, and they see like a giant crack in the ground, and then it started to move up and down. I thought that the infected would come out of there, and I thought that that's gonna be like the biggest set piece of episode 5, that they were stuck in this building, and Joel had to find a way out, but then all the infected come out. No, so that's why I was a little confused. Not disappointed, no, because we still got the infected coming out, but it's just in a different area. So that's why I was a little confused. I was like, huh, so that building, I guess it's just to foreshadow what would happen in another area. So that's why I was a little confused. I thought we would focus more on this building, but no. I guess that building was just there. That's it. So that's why I was confused. Not disappointed, just confused. The music is still great, of course, and it looks like episode 6, we're gonna meet up with Tommy finally. And I think that okay, so based on episode 6, how it's gonna be, I believe that it's gonna deal with Tommy and Jackson, and after that, it's gonna deal with the university. And I believe at the end of episode 6, Joel is gonna get impaled, and then it's gonna lead to the winter section. That's what I thought. That's what I think is gonna happen for episode 6, because again, it seems to be still keeping in pace with the game. So now we have 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 4 more episodes. So I'm thinking 6 is gonna be with Jackson and the university. 7 is gonna deal with Riley. I think it's gonna deal with Riley, like the flashbacks of the Left Behind DLC, and also we're gonna see David. And then episode 8, I think we're gonna focus a bit more on David. And I think that's the thing. Are we gonna deal with the tunnels? Where Joel and Ellie try to go across and then deal with the the bus and the rushing waters and stuff like that in episode 8, or that would be episode 9. All I know is that episode 9 definitely has to be the hospital. And episode 9 is actually the shortest episode, I think. It's like 43 minutes plus credits. So, according to this website I saw. So yeah, I think that's how it's gonna go. So yeah, I can't wait for episode 6. Problem is, we have to wait 9 days because it's going back on a Sunday. So instead of waiting 7 days, we have to wait 9 days. So that's a bit of a bummer. But anyway, I really like this episode. What do you guys think? Did you like this one? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.